I wrote this a couple nights ago, so I would have a 2 to 3 minute story to read. This is called The PI and the E.T. He was 3 feet tall, big eyes, bald head, and skin the color of a shamrock shake. A couple of good photos would please my client, and if I sold them to the right people, make me a fortune. I crouched behind a fallen tree with my camera. I was on the bank of the Chicago River and didn't have anywhere to go if he spotted me. So of course, he spotted me. That morning, a young woman from the Northwest Side came into my office. She'd seen weird lights coming out of Labaugh Woods the past 2 evenings. She'd called the authorities, but nobody took her seriously. So she wanted a PI for a more resolute response. I didn't have any other cases, so I took her money with a straight face and said I'd look into it. I headed north at sundown and wandered around the woods for 30 minutes before I stumbled across him. He was a busy little space invader, collecting flora and fauna of every description and putting them in glass cubes. The visitor gestured for me to come out from hiding, so I did. He tilted his head as he checked me out. "You should go." He didn't have a mouth, but I heard what he said in my brain. "Welcome," I said. "Where you from? Mars, Venus, the quasar continuum?" "You should go." Okay, he didn't want to make friends. "Or what?" I said, defiant. This was my planet, after all. "You'll disintegrate me with your death ray?" He looked confused. "Would that be unpleasant?" "Somewhat." "Then yes, go, or I shall death you with my disintegrate ray." I smirked. "You don't know what a death ray is, do you?" He flashed an image in my mind, me being zapped into a pile of bubbles and ash. "I am an interstellar being. I can figure it out." He made an excellent point. "I should go," I said. My alien friend nodded. I walked back to my Prius. Just as I was ready to drive back to the office, a bright light with a loud rumble rose out of the woods behind me and shot off into the stars. None of the pictures I took turned out. They were all drowning in static. I wrote up a report for my client saying I hadn't seen anything. Without proof, who would believe either one of us? But I encouraged her to keep watching the skies for stardust wishes and celestial dreams. Thank you.